Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday to everybody. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, great. So who says there? Okay, I said what I said. Okay, thanks, y'all. So let me see who I have here. I have Abril. I have Miss Buckeye, Janice, who that? Shay. I said what I said. Who's in the bushes? Jackson Tabasco. Foxy Rossi, welcome in. And I see Larry. Welcome to everybody. I appreciate you all joining us today. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I know I am. I'm thankful to still be here on this earth and living life. So, I'm not going to hold you all long. I'm sure you have other things that you may want to do. What I want to do is ask a question, of course. Hey, SBK, how are you? Thanks for joining. I want to ask a question. The question is, when it comes to being in a car vehicle, do you prefer driving or do you prefer being a passenger? So I want you to put a D in the chat if you prefer driving. And I want you to put an R in the chat if you prefer being a passenger. So Jackson Tabasco says D. Miss Buckeye says D. Foxy Roxy says D. Janice says D. I said what I said says D. Okay. Shay wants to do both, so she's neutral. Okay, we have a P here for passenger. Who that? Larry King said he wants to be a passenger as well. Hey, Real Odds and Evens, how are you today? Thanks for joining. Did you hear the question? Okay, Janice says, except for when her husband drives. Okay. Oh, SBK said he wants to ride. Okay. Did you hear the question, real odds and evens? When it comes to being in a vehicle, would you rather drive or would you rather be the passenger? D for drive and R for if you want to prefer riding or to be the passenger. So I'm waiting for your answer on that. Okay, so Jackson Tabasco says some people aren't attentive as I am when they drive. Therefore, I prefer to drive. Okay, so real odds and evens, he says both. Miss Buckeye says it's funny how situations have reversed. Now men want to ride and let the ladies drive. Right. Things change. So I said what I said says I really don't like driving, but I don't trust people to drive me. Oh, okay. So I guess I'll have to answer the question as well. Actually, I prefer riding. Um, well, I also, if as long as it's no, I'll just say I'll just say I prefer riding. I can drive, but I prefer riding. Hey, Marjan, welcome. So, when it comes to that, my husband, I used to like driving more, but when my husband and I are in the car, put it that way, when we're together, I prefer him driving, even though he might hear me complain about his driving sometimes. I still prefer for him to drive because I really like to chill when I'm in the vehicle. I don't want to have to worry about looking out for other cars and all of that kind of stuff. Hey, April. So I'd rather him drive. But I have to let you know that my husband drives kind of crazy sometimes. Real says sometimes I do prefer riding as I have my reasons, but I will drive. Okay. See y'all speaking. I said what I said says when I'm riding, I still feel as if I am driving because I'm constantly giving them instructions. I'm gonna come back to your comment. I'll start your comment. I'm gonna come back to it. You'll know why. I hate not having control of the radio when my husband drives. Yeah. Uh, so, as I was saying, I think my husband drives kind of crazy sometimes. Jackson Tabasco says, my foot is made of steel. I am going to get you there quickly but safely. I have too many opinions when others drive me. Okay. So, again, Foxy Roxy says, I'd rather drive so I can get where I'm going and I am I have a heavy foot. I think a lot of women have heavy feet. And you're right, us men do drive a little bit more wild. Thank you for saying, thank you for admitting that, because it's true. But my husband, what he does, what makes me nervous at times is when he sees a yellow light, he thinks that means speed up, not slow down, but speed up. Um, I was taught that that means to slow down, but that's how he thinks. Um, so you said, wait a minute, Foxy Roxy, are you saying you speed up or you're saying that you slow down? Which one? You go with my husband or you go with me? I need to know. Hey, Vaughn, welcome. Which one is it, Foxy Roxy? You speed up. Okay, so you like my husband. Okay. So yeah, he normally does speed up, real odds and evens. But I do know some women who think they own the road. And if you cut them off, it's curtains off. They cut right back off and more. Oh, yeah. I used to be like that. No lie. Um, so I guess about 7 years ago, my husband and I, oh, I didn't know you were from DC. Oh my goodness, Foxy Roxy. Yes, indeed. I'm in the DMV area too, and honey, I can tell you, the people in this area are different for real. So, about 7 years ago, my husband and I were coming from visiting a relative, and as we were leaving, um, my husband was driving, of course, because he usually does the driving. Um, he the light turned green for him. And I was just looking at the light. I wasn't really paying attention to him at the time. But I noticed that he didn't proceed. Well, all of a sudden, these two vehicles came to the left of us and sped through what was a red light for them. Excuse me. So, had he not stayed there, I probably wouldn't be here today to tell you about this. But that moment kind of gave me more confidence in my husband's driving, knowing that God really was looking out for both of us. So I didn't have to be nervous about his driving. But when it comes to trusting other people driving, you can be nervous. So Marjan says she doesn't like DC drivers. They stop in the middle of the intersection or double park. Well, I thought people did that everywhere, but I guess I might be wrong. So Foxy Roxy says, my family lives in North Carolina. Foxy Roxy, are we related? You said, and I leave at 4:30 a.m. No one really on the road. I go 95 down Highway 95 until I get to North Carolina line for a certain distance. Yeah, I have family in North Carolina as well. That's why I asked, are we related? You could be my kin. But let me go back to what I was saying about it's human nature to worry. Um, but hey, Shanice, hi, my daughter. How are you? I pray that today is a good day for you. But when it comes to driving, riding, whatever, girl, if you don't stop, that's what my family is. I think we can. Are you really? I'm serious, Foxy Roxy. Greenville, New Bern, and I also have family in Charlotte. Janice says, I'm in North Carolina and I can say it's scarier down here. I guess a lot of people probably feel the same way about where they live. I think the craziest place is New York, though, for real. So, who that says her mom's side of the family is in North Carolina? Who that could be my kin too? Right, real. Oh, for real, Foxy Roxy? Oh, I might know you for real. You may not be kin to me, but I may know people that you are kin to because I know some Wallaces and some Knights. We need to get in touch. May know each other for real. I've heard of Rockingham, but I've never been there. Are you one of those people, Vaughn? I don't know, Marjan. I've never been to Boston, and I've never been to Kentucky or Tennessee or New Mexico, so I don't know. Hey, Sharon, thanks for joining. Appreciate you joining the live. Yeah, Foxy, we have to find a way to get in touch. So, as I was saying, we tend to, it's human nature for us to be nervous. We're all human and we all get nervous at times, and we may worry a little, but we have to, y'all know I have to bring it there. We have to trust God. Even when we're in a vehicle with someone and they make us nervous, we have to trust God that He's going to get us where we need to go. See, okay, Vaughn. So your grandmother the same way? It's in the blood, huh? Said Dallas is pretty dangerous. I've never been to Dallas, so I have to take your word for it, sis. Shay wants to know if you're behind, Vaughn. Okay, Foxy, Roxy, you said send your text. I have to have your number to send you a text, but you can come up here. That's right, Foxy Roxy. You can hit the link and come up when I'm done talking. Guess what, y'all? Guess what? Today is a great day. I can see Spencer in the chat. Hey, Spencer. The chat look up. Okay. Hey, Spencer, how are you? Thank you for joining. I'm so happy I don't have to tell somebody to tell you that I said hello and that I can see you. I'll tell you what I did to correct the error um, of why I couldn't see you in my chat. I'll wait till the end to let everybody know because I may be able to help others. Oh, real, that's not Shanice that lives in North Carolina. That's Janice, not Shanice. Yes, everybody, welcome in Spencer. I'm so happy I can see Spencer in my chat. I had forgotten what I was talking about. I was so excited to see Spencer come up. Yes, yay. I miss seeing Spencer. I was tired of telling people, tell Spencer I said hi, y'all, and I love her. I'm doing great, thank you. Yeah, Shanice letting April know that she's in Michigan. Yeah, whenever I do drive, I definitely pray. As a matter of fact, if my husband and I are going somewhere, especially on a long trip, we definitely pray before we leave. Right, Janice. Somebody need to change their name. I'm gonna start calling people I can't Shan, niece, whatever. Shan Jan. That's what we do. Okay. We'll have one of the moderators drop your link towards the end of the live. Okay, Foxy Roxy. But you said why, Vaughn? You were tired of relaying messages, tired of being a go-between. Well, I'm happy that I can see Spencer in the chat. Y'all just don't know how happy I am. You would think that I got one of those $1 million checks that a certain person was giving out. That's how happy I am. Vaughn said, I'm more so worried when my kids are in the car with other people. I don't trust that. Yeah, you have to be careful. Yeah, I think I might know you, Foxy Roxy, for real. I know people with all of those names. Marjan wants everybody to know if she missed saying hello to you, she apologizes. You said you too, Spencer? Absolutely. It's an exciting day, I tell you. See, when you are thankful, grateful for just the little things in life. Foxy, so weird. My dad was from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Yes, please thumbs up the live if you haven't done so already. Thank you. So let me get back to what I was saying about being nervous and worried. So when I know some Chapmans. I went to school with some Chapmans. Hey, you just might be Foxy Roxy. You just may be. But if we say that we put something in God's hands, we have to leave it there. We may feel like God is taking too long, but remember that our time is not his time. I've never heard of Stedman. It's a Stedman, North Carolina? Yeah, it's a small world. That's right. Leave it in God's hands. So let me just remind everybody who may feel that God is taking too long at times. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Okay. I know what Fayetteville is. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. That's funny. That's funny, Bob, because I thought the same thing. I was like, she lived right next to Stedman. I thought Stedman lived with Oprah. That's funny, Bob. Marjan said we're all related anyway, because she's claiming everybody is family. So, as I was saying, when my husband stopped instead of was didn't proceed at that green light, I believe at that moment that God was directing his path. But let me ask you a question. Another question, y'all. How do you feel when someone asks you to do something? You're working on it, but they keep coming back to check to see if it's done. How does that make you feel? Foxy says it bothers me for someone to do that to me. Absolutely. Shay, right, like they don't trust you. Who that says it depends. Spencer says, I feel I'm not trusted to do the task. Real says, like they are a big kid. It's akin to, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Right. Miss Buckeye said, I don't like to be rushed or hovered over. Yeah, I knew what you were saying, Spencer. So most of us, we wouldn't like that. We don't like stuff like that. We feel like the person feels like they can't trust us, right? So I was thinking about that and I was thinking, well, maybe that's how God feels when we pray and ask him to take charge, but we keep worrying about it, the same thing over and asking him about the same thing over and over again. Maybe God feels like we don't trust him, just like we feel like people don't trust us when they do that. So Larry says, I'm confident in myself and my ability, so it wouldn't bother me much. I think that hard work is potential realized. Foxy, Foxy Roxy says, stay out of my head, Alice. I was getting ready to say the same thing about God. I don't know. You might be my cousin. You might be Ken. Thanks, Spencer. So back to what I was saying. I honestly believe that God has a lot more patience than we do. But we can't just say we trust him. We have to actually trust him. Abril, you have family in Greensboro? Oh, wow. Yeah, we're okay. That's fine. Let me find out we're all connected in a way. So today's scripture verse, that's right, Foxy Roxy. We are God's children. When we tell our children to do something, then we say, never mind. It's like God, it's like tell God the same thing. Amen. I got people talking about North Carolina. So today's scripture verse is Psalm 55:22. It says, give your burdens to the Lord, and he will take care of you. He will not permit the godly to slip and fall. Okay, Abril. It's a small world, I tell you. Why worry when we can just trust him? When we can't keep we can't keep asking him to take the wheel, but we're still trying to drive instead. You know how people say, and I'm sure I've said it a few times and others have said it, Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah, we can't keep asking him to take the wheel, but we want to be the front seat, back seat, or whatever driver. We have to let him do the driving. So the question is, who's driving? Which is the title for today. Do I have any more comments? So Janice says she'll be in Rhode Island July 3rd through the 9th for a family gathering. Okay. So any comments? Anybody excited like I am just to see Spencer in my chat? Amen, Foxy Roxy. Amen. Okay, Abril. Well, I pray that someone has been blessed by the message for today. I would definitely reach out to you, Foxy Roxy, because I think I may even I'm sure I know some of your relatives, but I may even know you. Uh, thank y'all. Something told me to come in your live stream today. I'm glad I was obedient. Yes, yes, Spencer. Thank God. So, since we are towards the end of the live, me too, Shay. Um, I'm going to tell y'all what I did. I think what happened with Spencer and was I was probably watching a live over a year ago and I fell asleep. Excuse me. And with YouTube, it used to be real easy to accidentally block someone in the chat. If you like hit your phone, yeah, like if you hit your phone or something, you could actually right, Shay. Thank you, Miss Buckeye. So yeah, you could accidentally hit the phone and you could block someone. And so I was looking on my account to see if on my YouTube to see if I had in the studio to see if I had Spencer blocked. And so I didn't see that Spencer was blocked. So I'm like, what's going on? And so I yesterday Yeah, one of the moderators, you can put Janice's link in the chat as well. So yesterday I was looking at my phone and I saw something that I had seen before, but I really didn't pay attention to it. So what I did was, what I saw rather was something that said, it says switch account, and then next to that it said Google account. So I said, I'd heard somebody say something, and I heard somebody say something about Google account before, but when I heard that, I didn't pay attention to the Google account that's on my on the face of my channel. So to make a long story short, I hit on Google account, and I kept scrolling down to see if I saw anything about um blocked people. And so I didn't see anything. So what I did was I went to search Google account. Thanks, Fossy Rossi. I went to search Google account. I still didn't see anything that said blocked. And that's because I didn't scroll down far enough. But I didn't see it, so I typed in blocked. And then it came up. Blocked users came up. And lo and behold, what was the first name I saw? Spencer Torres. And so I clicked on Spencer's name and I hit the X and removed her from the list. And lo and behold, I can now see Spencer. But it took me over a year to figure that out. But I always say better late than never. So again, I am so happy that I can now see Spencer in the chat. And I know people like Vaughn and Shay and others are happy as well, because I would go in chats and I would notice that somebody's saying something about Spencer, but I didn't see her. So I would say, can somebody let Spencer know that I said hello and that I love her? I did that for over a year. It's crazy when it was just a simple fix. But like I said, better late than never. Yes, Avril. So thanks to my moderators for moderating, for being here and moderating. Thanks, Foxy Boxy. I'm definitely going to reach out to you. Shay says it happened to you the same way. Yeah, try not to fall asleep, y'all, where you can accidentally block someone. So I have the link pinned in the chat. And if anyone wants to come up and say anything, feel free to do so. Hi, Majan.
Good afternoon. Uh, I just wanted to say, one, thank you for being so awesome and amazing in everything you do. But two, you only have 5 more minutes to get one out.
Well,
So
thank you for letting me know that. I honestly, I was not paying attention
yeah,
to the time.
so you only have 5 more minutes. So maybe I said what I said, or another person who's awesome speaker can come up since she's so
Well,
good at speaking. Uh,
what I said is in the she's been saying stuff in the chat, but she's really in the bushes. So I'm sure she's not able to
oh,
come
okay,
up.
okay. Um, so
But by the time I finish, it'll be 5 minutes.
okay,
So
maybe
I appreciate you letting me know that. Thank you
uh,
so much.
you could say a prayer or something. But so you do also it. You're so amazing, Alice. You're such a you're a big sister to everybody here, and you're the most amazing person. Love you so much, and thank you for everything you do.
Uh, Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Hey, Foxy Roxy.
Hello.
Um, Hold up. Is that you in the picture?
Yes, that's me.
Your face looks very familiar.
Yeah, yes, that's me.
Does my face look familiar to you?
Yeah, everybody tells me that.
Does my face look familiar to you?
Yes,
Because
that's the
your
reason
face.
why. That's the reason why I asked where you from and have family in Vanceboro, North Carolina. Because I used to grow up with a. I used to go to school with an Alice,
Okay.
and you look like her. And I'm like, we haven't been in touch in a while.
I went to I started school in North Carolina. My first 3 years I went to school in North Carolina, but I went to school in DC. Um, most of most of my schooling was in DC.
Me too, in Northwest.
Okay. I grew up in Northeast.
I went to school at Plummer
Mm-hmm.
Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school there for my elementary years.
Okay.
That's in Northeast over there by the
Uh-huh.
short boat.
Yeah, yeah, I know where that is.
It's right up the street from the shrimp boat.
Yeah, I used to hang out in that area.
Girl, they used to have the best food.
Yeah, they did.
It ain't that way now. It's clothing and whatever else there now.
Oh,
I don't know what they have there now. I don't even hang there.
yeah, I haven't been in that area in a long time. It's been years. I don't even know how many years it's been.
Yes, I
Yeah,
live in
yeah, I said what I
southeast.
said.
I live in
What you say?
southeast now in a high rise. You probably heard of it. Used to be Marlboro Plaza. They changed the name, but it's Marlboro Plaza back in the day.
Marlboro Plaza. I'm not sure.
Off in Good Hope Road. Miriam,
Okay.
our
Okay.
old mayor used to live in the building.
Uh-huh.
Marion
Oh, wait a
Barry.
minute. What'd you say? Yeah, Marion. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he used to live in the building.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about now.
High rise. There's two high rise in the garden department. Marlboro Plaza. You have to know somebody and have a very good job to live here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that now.
Yeah, it's changed. I know. Hey, I said what I said.
Hi.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Good.
I'm
How are
doing great.
you?
How are
I'm over
you?
here. I'm great. I'm great. Just made it back home, feeding my face,
Oh,
and I say, oh no, we can't have no 30-minute live today.
Lord have
I was
mercy.
rushing home trying to get make it because I said I know Alice. I know Alice gonna try to hurry up and get off of here. So I know you thought you had it made, Alice, but no, I made it back home just in time.
But
And
you know, I want to comment on the driving and
Uh-huh.
God.
mhm.
You are absolutely right. I used to say that to everybody. I said, when you have children and you tell a child to do something before they can do it, you say, no, never mind, I do it. And I tell
Uh-huh.
everybody, you have to be patient with your
Yeah,
children the same way you want God to be patient with you.
absolutely.
And if you can't be patient with your children, what do you expect God to do with you?
Absolutely.
He's not a magician where he snapped his fingers and all of a sudden everything appears.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be patient with God and be specific what you ask from God.
Right.
See,
Right.
people go out here and say, well, I want a new house. Okay, did you tell them where you want it? Did you tell them what type of new house? Did you say apartment, condo, trailer, what? Or you just say, I want a new house?
Yeah,
So you have to be
that's true.
specific with God what you want. You have to be patient with God what you want, and He will give you the blessings that He feels that you deserve, not what you want, what you deserve to receive.
Right.
That's all I have to say about that.
Well, thank you for sharing. I agree. I'm just looking at these messages that I missed. I didn't even see your message. I said what I said.
Oh, it's okay. It's
But
okay.
I'm definitely going to
Uh,
reach out to you, Foxy Roxy.
Okay, like I said, my number is in the chat. Anybody else
It's
want to
in,
call? Just text me ahead of time and let me know where you know me from, because you know how we get these spams now that we got who we got in office.
yeah. You said you put your number in the chat?
Mm-hmm. I don't mind
wow.
because I spam it in a minute if I don't know you.
Okay.
I'll spam and block you in a minute. If you don't text me and let me know who you are, spam block.
Okay. I don't see it in the chat.
Well, maybe she's talking about the back chat.
No,
Wait a
you can
minute.
only put something in the back chat when you
Wait a minute. Hold on.
do you see private chat on here?
Yeah, let me check and see. I don't see any messages in it though.
Yeah.
Are
Okay,
you
here's
talking
the
to her?
private chat.
Oh,
I
okay.
see it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't see it.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah,
Look, I don't have
I'll
nothing to
text you.
hide. Look, I don't have nothing to hide. I am who I am. Like I said, I spam block you in a minute if I don't know who you are. So I ask everybody to text me. I don't mind talking to anybody. I'm an open book. I'm a people person. I love people. Oh, I love people. My family fuss at me all the time. You love too much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just who I am. I'm a Virgo. We love.
Okay. When is your birthday?
August the 24th.
Okay.
And I just love people. I've been like that all my life. My grandmother used to fuss at me and say, stop. Because I just say, oh, you know, I see somebody and I say, oh, you have a beautiful smile. They say, I'm not smiling. I say, I know, but you have one. May I see it? And they'll smile. I say, see, I told you had a beautiful smile. And they lighten them right on up and they go about their business with a smile on their face. Sometimes you just
Uh,
have to talk to people and help them out. Sometimes you don't know what somebody's going through and they might want an encouraging word. Or if I see any women, I say, hello, queens. And I see any gentlemen, I say, hello, kings.
mm,
Let them know there's somebody.
right.
A kind word don't hurt nobody.
Pascal said she was going to call you.
They go, hey, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Just text me ahead of time. Let me know that that's who you are. I talk to you. I don't mind it at all.
Foxy like me. Make an appointment and then I can talk to you.
Well,
Because
see, I'm
you can't come over my house unless you make an appointment because I got a
now.
gate right in front of my driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's mad about it and upset about it. But I let them know, this is my house and I can do it the way I want to. And if you want to come by, just let me know. I'll open the gate up for you. But not just anybody gonna get to stop by.
Well,
I feel you.
And I
Now
don't have to worry about no unexpected company.
uh-huh.
that's
Espe-
me.
yeah, especially telemarket. I mean, because you have people that's walking the streets now that's trying to sell cable and whatever else they trying to sell, houses or what have you. And I don't have time to be bothered with stuff like that. And so, um,
Yeah, that's
I,
true.
yeah, and then with it's a lot of people around here because I'm kind of in the country, and they don't tame their animals, so the animals come in your yard and leave their business in your yard, and I just got tired of that because I don't own any pets. And so why should I have to, clean up your pet's mess and because you're not
Right.
putting your pet, up. And I am one of those neighbors that will call the dog pound on your animal if you leave them out.
I don't blame you because
Yeah.
sometimes I don't like that when they do the animals like that. If you don't
Hmm.
want them, then don't get them.
Don't get them. Yeah. Or take care of them when you have them and keep them in your house. Everybody is not fond of animals and pets like you are.
Right. And me, just like I got my channel. I started my channel. I was just going to be on and be, just talk about everyday life. But then I got to watching different videos on YouTube and started seeing so many children that was abused and, you know, unalive. That I'm like, what is going on? Why nobody saying anything? Why nobody bring that to awareness? Along with me, I have a granddaughter that's 1 years old, and I believe her mother is abusing her, but I can't. I mean, we seen on video that we have of her doing it when she was younger, when she was 8 months old, and we went to court for it, and we had to go back to family court next month. Next month. But in the meantime, we got to. She got her for 3 months. 3 days. We got her for 4 days out of the week because a particular judge put her right back in her mother's care because he didn't want to hear the case, and he said he leave that to the family court. So we have to sit here and worry about this child being abused. And every time she comes to me, for me to, for to do the exchange between her and my son, the child puts her hand over her mouth when she cried because I feel like she's popping her in her mouth when she cries. And every time she go to cry, she put her hand over her mouth.
Mm.
When she go, I go to wipe her because she's got potty trained quite with, she closed her legs real tight and don't want nobody to wipe down there. So I'm like, then I look and sometimes I see him look like bruised, but I take a picture and I send it to my son. So he talked to her about it. And she said, I only popped her once. We told you to stop popping her. That's the reason why we're in court now, because of you hitting her when she was 8 months old. So that's what made me go into my channel to go back into dealing with abused children. A lot of times grandparents say, I don't want to get involved. That's between them. But that's your grandbaby. That's your grandchild. Get involved. Be about them.
Right.
If it's in your family, be about them. So that's why I started my channel now doing that, because we really as society need to bring awareness to our children, because they're not going to care about our children like we care about our children.
Amen to that. And he has
Yeah.
just as many rights as she does. If he's the parent.
But
It's
the
no
problem
different.
is, the society got it that it's hard to get the kids from the mothers to give to the fathers.
Yeah,
It
I
is
know.
really, really hard. They feel like the fathers don't know what to do when the child needs the mother's nourishment and nutrient and all this stuff. So a lot of courts won't give them to the father. The child has to be almost unalive or so severely hurt before they sit back and say, okay, we're giving you to the father. Well, now he gotta take care of her from where she was getting from the mother, from all the trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's very important that I'm just trying to figure out how can we go and get a law that state that the fathers have just as much rights as the mothers to care for the kids. Because you got some very good fathers out here that can't have their children.
Right.
Or they use them as pawns. Well, you didn't want me, you ain't gonna see your child either.
Mm-hmm.
That's another case. And then they take the anger they have for the father out on the child.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And they do it. And the fathers have no, if their fathers go up and try to take the child, they're locked up. The first thing they do, he hit me, he's locked up automatically. He haven't touched her, but as long as she said he hit me, he's locked up. Now he's locked up, he's not eligible for the child.
Right.
And
so true, Abril.
Right. And see, with my son, he has not, well, she's already been charged for assault on him. Thank God that the officers that we had there in Montgomery County, Maryland, were open-minded and said, wait a minute. And then when he showed the video, he said, well, you attacked him. He didn't attack you. And she stood there looking stupid, like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, thank God for the cell phones now and the videos. But I just wanted to say something about the patients also, Alice. I just wanted to say we definitely have to learn how to have patience. And you were talking about the driving also. When I was in the Dallas metropolitan area, I had a lot of road rage, and being on the highway.
No, not you. I said what I said.
I know. Can you believe that? little nice sweet me.
Right. I still got that still got road rage.
But yeah, when you're on the freeway, driving on those freeways with a lot of vehicles, it's just something that you just adapt to, because you have to know how to navigate on the freeway, and you have to learn how to drive. And if you drive too slow, they'll knock you out the way. And so you have to be aggressive when you're driving. And if you be nice and just let people in and out, all the time, you never would get where you're going. And that's just how many cars there are on that freeway like that. And I try to, exercise as much niceness as I could, especially when I see a vehicle and nobody else would let them in. So sometimes I would let them in, but these people were having road rage. It was 2 cars having road rage. I didn't know that they were having road rage, or how it was like they was having an issue on the freeway. I guess one didn't want to get in front of the other, or somebody jumped in front of each other. So I let the car go through, and then I exit off. Well, this guy came and just blocked me in, a clear person. And he came up to my car, and he was hollering and screaming and like, why did you let him in? And I'm like, hold on. I said, first of all, you should never approach anybody's car like this. I said, because you don't know what I have in my purse. And I said, and I feel very intimidated and I'm very afraid. So I advise you, first of all, not to ever approach anybody's car like this. And I had no idea that you and him was having road rage. I was just being a nice driver, I was just, letting him in because I saw nobody else would let him in. So that's why I let him in. But and another thing, you can't tell me how to drive. As long as I'm not, doing anything wrong, and I'm just being courteous, there's nothing wrong with that. You do you and let me do me. But don't ever approach me again and get out of my face. And so but I was talking that noise to him, but I was real afraid. Inside I was fearful, but I didn't let him see me sweat. That's one thing. I got a great poker face. I'm not going to let you see me sweat like that, especially in that type of situation. But, and Marjan probably can attest to this also. But when you're driving in these big cities and you're driving on the freeway like that, it gives you road rage. Now that I live in a country, all of that has dissipated and I don't have it so much. Matter of fact, I don't have it at all because everything's a little bit slower pace and it's not as many people. But, I really did have it a lot when I was, on the freeway with those people. But I said all of that to say this. sometimes in life, we do have to be patient and wait on God, because he's very patient with us. A lot of times we live our younger life doing whatever we want to do, and God sit
Mhm.
back and he wait on us to seek him. And so that's what we have to do also. If we ask God for something, then we have to wait for his answer, and we have to wait for him to move and not try to, move the mountain ourselves.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. And also too, I just want to say thank you, Alice, for this channel, because I have met so many inspiring people. And I don't know what the algorithm been doing with with me when I go on YouTube or what have you. But since I've
Mhm.
been connected to your channel, I have met so many different inspirational people, and most of them I probably met on your channel. And
Oh,
just by subscribing to other channels, and it's connected me to other people. So I am so grateful and so thankful that I actually start coming to your channel and getting connected with some real nice, honest people, and some people that's inspirational. And I'm not saying that everybody is perfect or whatever, but it's really kind of refreshing to be able to have a choice of channels to go to, and not all
right.
of them are just a bunch of noise. And
Right.
don't get me wrong, I like the T channels. I ain't gonna lie to you. My channel is a T channel. You know,
Mhm.
it's true crime, but I also give my opinion about it also. But it's still refreshing to be able to go to other channels and not even have to deal with that and just do something new. So I just want to tell you thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you. I started going on YouTube about, I say about back in November, because September is when I got, started staying at home and, hey, started getting my Social Security. So, in retirement. So I was sitting here in the house. I was bored. I don't have much to do with my family here. Um, a lot of the elders in my family had passed away. So because of them
Mhm.
not being alive, the family has got so divided and so angry with one another, and I don't deal with that quite well. So I backed out. So I moved to DC because I just couldn't be up under them. There was just too much arguing, fussing, fighting. It was just too much for me. So I moved to DC, and I was in the apartment, and I started getting lonely. Didn't have no one to talk to. I talked to my brother in Charlotte sometimes. I talked to, certain ones of the family sometimes, but I was still
Mhm.
lonely. So I got on and started meeting people on YouTube, and I met the Mac Man, and on All in the Queue. So I started going to his channel, and then I met you, and you were welcoming. Every time I come, you were so welcoming that I was like, wow, she seemed like a very nice lady. So when you put your link in, I was like, there we go. I'm gonna subscribe. And so when I saw you was live, I said, I got to go. I got to go. I got to go and see her, for herself. And that's how I've been meeting people, and it made me feel like I got a new family. I'm not so alone no more.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you don't know what people are going through. Sometimes you help people with their mindset at that time. You don't know what they're going through.
Right.
And meeting everybody, it has gave me back my voice. I used to think I was insignificant to the world. I was getting to
Wow.
that depressing part of my life, and I didn't want to be depressed. So I was trying to figure out what to do. I don't have the resources like most people that's retired do. So I was like, what can I do that's not so expensive that I can do
Mhm.
to give me something, some purpose in life? And I was going to church. I was getting involved in a lot of the different ministries. But when you get in ministries, sometimes you got people that still got a certain kind of mentality. They have it, they're bringing it to the church. So I kind of back off a little bit in the ministries. And so I was like, okay, I can't really go to anybody at the church because it's a small church, and I can't really go to anybody because I see they talk about each other. So I'm like, okay, here we go again. I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then I finally started, my son said, Mom, why don't you go on YouTube? And I said, okay. He said, just watch them. And, some of them, they allow you to get in there and chit chat. You might meet somebody. I'm like, I give it a try. And that's how I started meeting people. And, it's nice. This one is really nice because it's like I'm meeting my family. Really nice. Like I'm meeting my family. I was like, they might be related to us. If you don't do the ancestry, you don't know who really, really is related down the road.
Right.
So I'm like, what if I'm meeting my family on this channel that I've been wanting to meet outside of my family I do know? And I said, that'd be interesting to know their side of the family and know things about them. And, I'm a historian and not in my family. So I do a lot of research on families and connections. So when you started saying I might know you, and then other people like, I'm from here and there, I'm like, what am I meeting my family? And I don't even know it. And
Uh-huh.
I said, that'd be awesome to tell my children and my grandkids.
Yeah.
So, I was just saying, thank you for accepting me to be on your channel, to come up on your channel, and to love on you all. Because y'all have a good family here. Let's keep it going. Don't let no trolls come in and mess this up, because this is great. This is awesome.
Oh, that's not going to happen. I have some excellent moderators.
So, like I said, I'm really enjoying this. I'm loving on everybody. It feels good to hear people say good things about one another or be loving to one another instead of going in there and having an argument back and forth among the chats. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it feels good. And so far, the channels I have been involved in have been really blessings.
Great.
So you keep doing what you're doing. You keep giving those
Thank you.
scriptures. Give them that scripture. And they go for you too, Missy, down there in the corner with them earrings I love.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Them earrings are awesome. But anyway, all of you doing what you're doing. Because see,
Thank
you
you
don't
so
know
much.
what you do to somebody and what blessing that you put into their lives.
Yeah, and I feel like Miss Alice is really bringing a community together with her channel, because she does visit a lot of different channels. And I feel like she really, I don't know if she realizes it or not, but she's really bringing a big community together.
Yes, and that's
She's
a great
connecting.
thing.
Yeah, she's connecting a lot of people together.
And that's a great
Well,
thing. You don't know who you bring together and who needs one another and who needs, like I said, I was lonely. I was getting depressed. And I started going here and I'm like, I'm meeting so many beautiful people. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know that people could be like this anymore. Because when you're in a little area, a little cocoon, you see all the drama around you. You're like, oh God, can I meet somebody that's nice
yeah.
and not trying to get over on you?
Right.
And I'm like, I'm
Well,
loving this. I say, I got it down there for all your alerts anytime. I got all three
thank
channels on
you.
my look. I got alert on all three channels.
God bless you.
And yep, I got everybody. When I said I subscribe, I do subscribe to everybody. You put them down, I'm gonna subscribe and I'm gonna check you out and I'm gonna put you in there. Hey. So if y'all see Foxy 2, Roxy 3 on there, you know it's me.
Well, I'll be looking
Thank
for
you.
you, Foxy.
Oh, I'm coming to yours.
Yeah.
I'm definitely coming to yours.
Hey, Jamila.
Real odds and evens. I'm coming to yours too, though. So don't think. And Janice, hey, don't think I ain't cinnamon blue. I'm coming to y'all too. If you got one, I'm coming to all of you. I'm gonna check you all out. Because that's
I
support.
appreciate you.
We all got to support one another.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We got an
Be
early
safe,
birthday.
Shay.
Oh, okay. We got an early birthday, April the 9th. Happy birthday, early birthday.
Well, actually, Jamila is going to have a live. I have her. I have it shared on my wall. She's she's going to tell her story. Um, and I pray that as many people as possible join in to support her. Um, she's been through some things in life, but she wants to share. And she's doing it on April 9th. I believe that's her daughter's birthday. And it's a reason for that. So we want to make sure that we subscribe to her channel and support her as much as possible. And please, by all means, continue to keep her in your prayers.
I will do. I'll put her on my church prayer list.
And I just saw somebody put in the chat. I was trying to go back through the chat, and they were saying that they were having so much unalivement in their family, and they were trying to figure out their purpose. I think, was it Janice? I'm trying to find that comment. Yeah,
My dear,
Janice. Yeah, so I just want to encourage you, sister, to keep moving, because God really do have a purpose for you. And a lot of
amen.
times we have to ask God to give us strength, to get through it, because we'll never get over it. As far as because I take it real, real hard myself, Janice. So I can totally understand and relate to what you're saying. And I did used to ask God, please just take this away from me. And then, he had to give me the answer and let me know, well, I can't, I'm not gonna, it's not gonna be taken away from you. Well, that's what he put on my mind. It's not going to be taken away. But what I can do is give you the strength to live with it. And so that's the prayer that we have to ask sometimes when we're brokenhearted, especially one of our loved ones leave and we're very close to them. You have to ask God to just give you strength to live with it. And as time goes on, you'll see your strength and how much you're empowered. And you just have to cherish the memories, but eventually he give you strength, and he make you whole again, and he give you strength to live with the people that you love so much, and for the people that's not around you, because I promise you, I was in grief for almost 20 years when my mom passed, because that was just like one hard pill for me to swallow. And I just got tired of being you know just grieving my mom. And I won't say that I was depressed, but it would just hit me at certain times of the day, and certain songs or certain smell, just the memories of that person that you love the most. Sometimes that can really, really affect you. And so I just ask God for strength to be able to live with this loss. And that's really how I was able to move on. And when my brother passed, I was very close to him. And I know you guys hear me talking about him all the time. And he just passed like 3 years ago. And it felt like, to me, that was a harder pill for me to swallow than it was for even my mom. And I didn't even know that could be possible, because we all feel like our mother is the most important to us, because that's who nurtured you, and that's who guided you, and that's who gave you your life, and that's who you depend on and lean on. But when my brother passed, it was very hard for me, because I didn't want to let him go, because in my mind, he passed too early. Even in my mind, my mother passed too early. But God know what he's doing. And so I had to ask the Lord to just give me the strength to just live with this, and not just let me crumble and fall. And that's how I'm able to make it today, and not be so broken and upset, and and just stay in bereavement all the time. So that's what I wanted to tell you, Janice. Just ask God to help you live with it, and get through it.
Yes, that very,
Yeah.
very well spoken. That, yes, yes. I'm right now in the middle of counseling myself. Um, in the last 2 years, I had 13 family members pass away, almost like back to back
Hmm.
in a 2 years period. So I'm numb. I haven't really mourned. So they're working with me on that, because I am numb. I mean, I can go to a funeral and just sit there and just don't get phased at all. And it's a family member. So I knew I needed to get counseling. So I'm just numb right now, and it's hard to get past the numbness. And I don't know why, but I've been praying to God to help me with it. Don't get me wrong, I feel sorry. My heart goes out to anyone that have lost a loved one, but me, myself, I'm numb.
Yeah, people react to grief differently. I've had so much death in my family. I think I've been numb at times as well. But I went through grief counseling several years ago myself, because there was one loss in my family that just really just took me in a new direction. So I understand. I really do understand.
And then I do. And, it's just that, I'm the oldest in my family now of the women. I have an uncle that's the oldest of the men, but I'm the oldest of the women in the family. And it's like they expect me to be the strong one all the time, the strong one. And I got to a point that I made myself strong to a point that I don't know how to be weak anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you're in counseling, because I'm sure you definitely need that.
Yes, I do. And I do. And I had a breakthrough the other day, and it hurt me. And what the breakthrough was, they were telling me the reason I couldn't mourn over my two aunts that passed away a year apart. He said because of all the trauma they took me through when I was younger, or even when I got grown, what they took me through. And it said, and you're angry. The anger is built up in you towards them still, and you can't let it go. So you have to let that go to be able to mourn them.
Wow.
Because they kept trying to take my children from me, and I didn't do anything. I was working all the time. I didn't have men in and out of my house or anything like that. My dedication was to my family, to my children. They was the most important thing to me. So that was all I needed. At the time, that's how I felt. Work and make sure my family's taken care of. And for some reason, they want to take my kids from me, and I didn't know why until after they passed away. I found out why. Because I was 12 years old when I was SA, and I said the initials because I think YouTube is kind of bad. And I was 12, so they got it in their warped mind that I'm cray-cray because of it. So they felt that my children didn't need to be with somebody crazy. And I had gone through the counseling, for that. And I was fine. I'm great. But they just had it in their mind. They wanted to hold on to it and take my kids from me. So for 2 years, I had to fight with the family to keep CPS from coming in my house all the time.
Wow.
So I got angry, and I went over and I just let them all have it. And there was a lot of Sunday school words that I used. And I never disrespected my family in that manner, but I had got fed up. I was livid. What is it that I did to you all to make you want to take my children from me so bad? And they came up with so many lies and stuff that didn't make sense. I just snapped.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm glad that you're getting counseling.
Right. So I'm getting counseling for that. So I won't be so angry with them.
Yeah. So Jamila corrected me. Thank you, Jamila. I forgot. Please forgive me. She says it's the 4-year anniversary from her daughter being unalived on April the 9th.
Okay.
So forgive me, Jamila.
And forgive me too, Jamila. I didn't know it was that celebration, but my heart goes out to.
I'm over 60, Jamila, so please forgive me.
I'm over 62.
No, you ain't gonna use that for an excuse, Alice.
When I see over 60, I'm like, I'm over 62. I'm 63. Get ready to turn 63 in August, so that ain't no excuse, Missy.
Hey, look, when I was in my 50s,
yeah.
I used that as an excuse. I'm over 50. Please forgive me. Yes, I did.
You gonna pull your old folks card?
I'm gonna pull the old folks card.
Right. That's what I tell all the kids in the family. They're like, well, you never call us. I say, look, I'm old now. So it's time for y'all to call me.
Uh-huh.
I shouldn't have to keep up with y'all no more. I did what I was supposed to do. Now y'all need to try to keep up with me, and y'all need to call me now at this point. If I don't call y'all, pick up the phone, call me, text me, or whatever. And
Right.
if I don't answer or what have you, I will get back with you within 24 hours. I have to, because honey, they'll have everybody over here if I don't get back with them. So
That's
yeah,
like me. I pull
yeah.
it in a minute. Then they laugh at me. They be like, "You got all them tattoos on you?" It's on my upper arm. I said they haven't seen the back yet. But anyway, the upper arm and the upper part of my back, I got tattoos. So I said, believe it or not, I started getting the tattoos at 55.
Wow.
Really, I waited till I turned 55, started getting tattoos. I got the first one after my husband died of 22 years. I put that on got the heart with the wings. And I'm like, okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea when he first started. But then after a while, I'm like, okay, ain't too bad. And then after that, I just got addicted and started getting more and more. I got Foxy Roxy on the right arm. I got hearts and my Virgo sign on my left arm. On my left shoulder blade and on my back, I got Tigger, because I like the Tigger because he's bouncy and he's unpredictable, and I'm like that. And then I got Queens with a cross underneath, and then I have an angel pointing at the queens, pointing at the symbol Queens.
Oh. Yeah, that's something I've never done.
Got a tattoo?
Tattoos. Nope.
It's not that bad if you get the right person to do it. Some people are a little heavy-handed, but I have a son-in-law that do tattoos, so I get mine for free.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I've never gotten a tattoo either.
You never got a tattoo?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kind of, I'm leery of stuff like that. So I'm just, and I have keloid skin too. So I just
No,
never,
no, you can't do it.
yeah, I just never, tried that or what have you. I
No,
just,
you
and,
got
and
that.
I also, I don't like pain. So, I have to, I was just telling you guys, I was at the lab and they told me, they had me there for 15 minutes to tell me that their internet was down and they couldn't, you're welcome, Janice, and they couldn't, they couldn't get the paperwork to draw my blood or what have you. I hurried up and ran out. I told them, okay, fine, I'll holler at y'all later. I couldn't wait to get out because at the end of the day, it's hard to draw my blood anyway. So, there was no skin off my chest. And I'm like, okay, I'll call them tomorrow and I'll get in contact with them in the morning when they will answer the phone and I'll figure something else out. But you couldn't beat me out that place. That's why I was like, okay. That's why I was like, okay, Alice, I'm back home now, because I already did. Because, I have to go to the doctor first. And that was so quick. And she was in there like, how are you? I said, honey, I'm fine. Everything fine, good. I'll be trying to get up out of there because I really don't want to go anyway, but I have to go. Because they have to watch, they have to keep an eye on me or what have you. But and when I go in there, I can't wait to get out. So I'm in and I'm out, and if I don't have to get my blood drawn, okay, that's a win for me for the day. I don't have to take that pain. But yeah, I don't like needles, Miss Foxy, at all.
Do your veins move?
Yeah, they're very small. They're like baby veins, and they're small. And I take blood thinners, and you would think my blood would just, shoot out, but it won't. It won't. It's very hard for them to do it. Normally, I have to get stuck probably like at least 3 times before they can, catch it.
I think because I've been to the hospital so many times for them to put IVs in me because of my blood pressure. Sometimes my blood pressure get too high and I can't get it down. They admit me in the hospital to get it down because I have had 2 heart attacks in the past. So they always.
Mine was low. Oh, I made that lady take. Listen, Linda. They took my blood pressure, guys. My blood pressure was 90/47.
Good gracious sake.
And that's what I said. I said, Lord Jesus, am I still here? And I said, take this thing again. And then she took it, and it was 99 over 50. I say, I don't know which one of those numbers is better, because the top number kind of went up and the bottom number kind of went up, but it's still it wasn't high enough. But I remember it too. I didn't eat anything. So I told him, I said, well, maybe because I haven't eaten nothing, my blood pressure is kind of low. But yeah, it kind of it kind of alarmed me for my blood, but my blood pressure is always pretty low for
And
whatever reason.
mine is because of stress. When I'm
Yeah.
on the job, I get stressed out on the job,
Mm-hmm.
and my blood pressure go high. And I'm the type of person that when I do a job, I want to do it efficiently, and you got to be just right. So I get angry with myself if it's not right, or I'm not getting it done fast enough. So I frustrate myself, which stress myself out, which caused me to have the 2 heart attacks. So the last heart attack, I said, you know what? Time to retire. I can't do the stress.
All right.
And since I've been retired, my blood pressure been somewhat normal.
Yeah. No
And
stress.
yeah, it was stress. And at the
So
time,
basically, you saved your own life.
yeah, I did, because it was the job, my family, and they were arguing among themselves. They was having problems on the job. The supervisor was fussing with everybody because of 2 or 3 people, and she wanted to take it out on everybody, and she was talking ignorant, and I don't do ignorant too well. So I was like, okay, why have I got myself into with this job?
So Foxy Roxy, what's the name of your channel? Is it Foxy Roxy or
Foxy Angel Zone.
Foxy Angel Zone? Okay, because I'm trying to find it on YouTube.
And just Google Foxy 2, Roxy 3, and then it'll come up.
Oh, okay. But the actual name of the channel is Foxy Angel Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I wanted, angel. I figure we need an angel in our life. And where I'm going with the subject content I'm going with, we need an angel to watch over those children.
Yeah.
So that's where I came up with the name, Foxy's Angel Zone.
Okay.
And if anybody want to come up on my channel to talk about, somebody and their loved ones that's missing, or, something had happened to them, we do an investigation and see what we could do in helping them, or giving them some encouragement and let them know it's going to be all right. God got you. It's going to take day by day. And so that's why I said Foxy's Angel Zone.
And that's awesome, because you never know when you can help someone, and you never know, a lot of times we think that we're going through problems on our own, and and then you come to find out that you're not really alone. And I feel like that's why a lot of people get depressed, because they think that they're the only ones that's going through things.
Mm-hmm.
And in actuality, we all go through something. We all do. We all go through something at one time or another. So I just think it's a good thing for people to come together and to share each other's experiences, and just to speak on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I created it, because like I said, at first I was just going to have a area where someone can come, but then when I saw that they were really more concerned about some people started coming in my channel talking about it, and so I said, okay, let me go ahead and make that my content, because I can relate to them or what they're going through, and I can tell them what I'm going through, and maybe we can give each other advice on how to handle the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Elsie. You see Elsie came in the chat, Alice?
Yeah, I saw her.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Elle said, I hope she heard me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I must not been paying attention, Alice. I could be talking to you and be thinking about something else, because
yeah.
The people probably didn't diagnose me. They didn't ever catch on to that when I was in school or what have you. A lot of us, in our generation, we got looked over. If we looked like we was okay and we passed the class or whatever, they ain't look for nothing else. They check your eyes and your ears, and that's it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so you fine. So
Yeah, you fine. Okay.
Yeah,
Next.
yeah, yeah. But I can drift off in a second. I did not hear you say how to LC at all.
Hi,
And so
Elsie.
that's what I can do that for whatever reason. I can be doing two things at one time, and I've always, had that type of mind. But I miss a lot of things doing that, just like I miss that. So Alice, let me ask you this question. Did you
Yes,
enjoy your
begin.
anniversary?
Uh-oh.
Yes, I did.
You did?
We're
Uh-oh.
still going to be celebrating this weekend.
Oh, are you?
Mm,
Oh, okay. Are you
Yeah.
gonna take a trip or anything, or what you gonna do?
No, we're not going anywhere. We'll just be,
Okay, yeah, just doing things,
going out.
special
And,
things.
yeah.
mm-mm.
That's awesome.
Make sure your chandelier is, just right in the bedroom. Okay. Don't bring
Uh,
chandelier down.
I did tell you that I'm over 60.
That don't mean, no, that don't mean nothing. Cougar.
I ain't fooling with you.
Well, you sure trying to pull that card, ain't you, Alice?
Yeah,
Look,
I'm
Let me
overseeing.
just say something about age. So I have a cousin, and she's, I think she's the same age as you. I know y'all the same age, but
uh-huh,
she looks like she's still in her 40s, right? 40s or 50s. And
uh-huh,
so so when she turned 55, I said, well, you can get your senior citizen discount at Denny's and other different places where you go eat at, right? Because I said, they celebrate that a little early, before the Social Security age. Girl, I'm
uh-huh.
not using that. I'm not using that. I'm like,
Child,
okay.
please.
But wait a minute,
Child, please.
her money got
All right,
low
Miss Buckeye.
her money got low one day. She told my girl, I had to go ahead and pull my senior citizen card. She told me, I ain't want that. Them prices was so high, honey. I heard you up and pull my senior citizen's card. And the people, the people was looking at me. I had to pull my driver's license out to show them that I'm this age. I was like, okay. But she always used to mess with me about my gray hair. And I actually been having gray hair since I was like probably 12 or 13. It started really early. And
Uh-huh.
so she always wanted to color my hair, and it would dye. I could dye my hair up until I got in my 30s. Once I hit 35, the dye just wouldn't take anymore. And so she's always on me. You look like an old lady. I was like, look, this is the way the Lord want me.
Uh-huh.
I tried to change it up. He said no. So this is what I got to roll with. Okay.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't have no choice. So I'm gonna roll with this, and I really don't care at the end of the day. And
Uh-huh.
but she's always on me about the gray hair or what have you, and I just can't do no gray hair or whatever. But she's always worried about her age or what have you. But
Thanks, Spencer.
her money got funny one day, so she went ahead and pulled that senior citizen card out. I told her, I knew you was gonna pull it out one day.
Look, me and a friend of mine that lives in the building, me and him, sometimes we go out to eat. So we go to Golden Corral. First thing I say out of my mouth, I'm a senior, two seniors.
Right. I don't mind pulling my senior citizen card because my goal is to get old. So I don't mind it at all.
Look, I'm proud to be 63.
Yeah,
Most of my family didn't make it to that age.
exactly.
So I'm proud of me making it 63, going on 64. So I tell you in a minute, yes, I'm 63 and don't mind it.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
look at me like, you
Some
don't act
people,
like you are old. I
yeah,
said, how old?
some people are ashamed of their age, but I'm just not one of those people. I'm not ashamed of my age. I'm really, like you said, I'm very happy and proud to be my age because um I wanted to outlive the days that my mom lived, and thank God I did. And so I
Mhm.
was very happy. I didn't even know if I was going to make it to 52 because that's what age my mom passed away at. So I was ecstatic and I was happy that I made it past that age.
Look, I'm still ecstatic that people ask me, well, you 63, you don't act like, I said, what we supposed to act like when we turn 63? Old and decrepit?
Yeah, 63 is not like 63 when your grandma was 63. That's
Right.
different now. But
I'm like, shoot,
we have so much technology, and things are at a real more faster pace, and technology has improved so much to where you you have the medical care that you know that you need so that you can live a longer and prosperous life. Because let's just keep it real. Back in the day, we didn't go to the doctor. Our
No.
grandparents didn't go to the doctor, and some of our parents didn't go to the doctor. So now, I'm not saying you need to run up there every 5 minutes, but now you have those, you have access to a physician if you need one.
Right.
And I really feel like that's why a lot of our ancestors, probably, clocked out early, and it's because they really didn't, they didn't have anybody to help them with their health, and they wasn't
Mhm.
educated on how to improve their health.
And then some of them,
Elsie says
my
she's in her
age.
40s with gray hair, and she used the senior card.
Right, LC.
Look, I use my gray hair too. That's exactly what I do. When we go in the Golden Corral, look. I don't. I call my wigs gilders. I don't put on my gilder. I leave my gilder right on the right on the mannequin. Go right up in there with my natural gray hair. Yes, seniors.
Right.
I say, shoot, I'm gonna use that. And look, my AARP. Here you go.
Got to use something. And
Yeah.
Alice, I just saw that your boy just put those tariffs in place, so we good now.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not my
child.
boy, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. He just dropped the bomb on us, so here we go.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
no, what got me was, I live here in DC. So he thought, blackmailing my mayor and to get the Black Lives Matter. We gonna get out there and rah, rah, rah. He got the fool of his life. We sat back and said, nope. After you done let them boys out, they ran up on the Capitol. You think we're gonna get out there with them? No, thank you.
Mhm.
We're set on that. You can't take that out of our spirit. We still Black Lives Matter. So you can take it up all you want to. It ain't gonna work.
I see a lot of people putting that they're graying early. So let me ask y'all in the chat. Alice, is it okay if I ask a question? Because this ain't my channel. I'm like Blue. This ain't my channel. Can I ask a question, Alice?
Go ahead. Wait a minute. Before you ask the question, El Cid is so funny. She said, if they call her, she say the food is for her grandma at home.
I know that's right, LC. You do what you gotta do, sis. Next time they're gonna say, well, we need your grandma ID, ma'am. You need to get your grandma ID. You know how they are. So you better start packing your grandma ID with you. But I see a lot of people in the chat saying that they have gray hair too in their 40s. And so I just wanted to know how the younger people felt about that. Is it like, are you ashamed of your gray hair, or do you not mind having gray hair? Because I've always been told if you have gray hair, it's supposed to be wisdom.
Yes.
Girl, these young people these days are wearing gray wigs.
I know.
And don't even know the purpose of it.
So I was just wondering, because some people are, they're ashamed of gray and some people not. So I was just wondering. So Jamila says she don't mind. It's my baby hair on my picture.
I don't mind. I got my hair bleached. Yes, wisdom. These I don't know how to slow down the chat. These comments.
Oh, you know how to slow down.
Gray hair is in my baby hair. My picture doesn't show them, but I call them my highlights that I don't have to pay for. I'll be 47 in June. I started around 42. My mom's side grays early. Elle says she likes her gray hair.
Okay.
Abril says she has gray hair too. She's 50 and she does not mind it because patches of gray not evenly spread. So she dyes hers.
Oh, okay.
Elsie says she was happy to have gray hair. The less people question me for singing.
I I know that's right. Well, you do get respect, though. You get a lot of respect when you have gray
Yeah.
hair. You really, really do. And I was so young with it. So people would be asking me, you know, they'd be like, well, baby, I don't mean no harm. Yes, you do what you want to know. Well, how old are you? Because this hair just don't match the face. And I tell them my age, and then they just be like, wow, I just can't believe that. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't either. But but it do give you respect though. And people be telling you ma'am and all of that. I just be laughing. I used
Yeah.
to laugh all the time when they be like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I'll be like, I always used it as a joke for real.
Yes, and the children
Jackson Tabasco says, I'm 45. I have highlights that are growing out because I want my gray hair to show. I'll be glad when it turns gray.
Yeah. Well,
And
I'm gonna tell you something though, Jackson Tabasco. That gray hair woolly though, you know, it might not be so much woolly, but it's stubborn. It won't do what you want it to do sometimes.
You're right.
Yeah, it's a different type of hair.
Spencer says, I don't have one strand of gray hair, not one.
Okay,
Wow.
Spence. Well,
Elle
when
says,
my mom passed, I had way more gray hair than she ever thought about having. My mom
Hmm.
probably had maybe 1 or 2 strings of gray hair, and my hair was already snow white. And my hair ain't
Wow.
gray, y'all. It's snow white. It's white like the snow.
Elle says, my cousins had gray hair in their teens too.
Yeah.
Then we have a man's point of view. Larry says, no, I'm not ashamed of my gray hair. The hair on my head is still black, but my mustache and beard is black and gray mixed. I'll be 48 this year in October.
I always love a man with some gray in his beard and his mustache. To me, that's distinguished.
You hear that, Larry?
But
I
Larry,
mean, seriously, I look at a man that got that gray in their beard and their mustache. To me, it's like a dignified, distinguished man
Mm-hmm.
because he don't mind rocking it.
see, Larry, you guys, men get a pass on their gray hair, but women don't. Sometimes the women don't get a pass. We're called, old in some instances. But when a man have gray, just like Roxy said, Foxy said, you're distinguished. So yes, women do like to see men with gray hair. It does make them look distinguished, but society don't see it the same way when it comes to women in some
They don't.
instances.
That's true.
Yeah.
They
So
don't.
Janice
That's
says, I hate when I get questioned about my kids when they visit and my neighbors ask me, are they your cousins? Know my kids and they side eye me. Don't you see maturity in my face?
Janice, I got something for that also. So, with like I told you guys, I had this gray hair. So I had my kids. My kids are real far apart. They're 14 years apart. So when we would go places, people thought that my son was my daughter's child, and they would ask me, was I the grandmother? Especially when I would go up to the school. And my daughter used to be like, Mama, don't go up to that school. You're going to embarrass him. People going to think you his grandma. I don't care what these people think. I'm his mama, and I'm going up there to find out what he doing.
Look,
But
y'all
yeah.
done made Shay pull over.
Shay pulled up. What Shay say?
She said, I had to pull over. I can't stand my gray beard. Not the gray beard.
Not your beard, Shay.
Oh, I'm crying.
Oh man, y'all are hilarious, but y'all not gonna have me on here over 2 hours again.
I looked at the time. I said, "Okay, Alice, it's about time for me to drop down because I know, I'll be on here all night with you, playing around with you, Alice."
And I'm enjoying this, man. This is funny. Oh my God. I got my gray and black. I look like a skunk.
It's right down the center, Roxy.
Right down the center.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I love it when it's like that. I think that's so awesome.
And believe it or not, my hair is so crazy. The top of my head is bone straight,
Yeah.
but the sides are nappy.
Yeah.
And everybody that was like, why don't you get braids? I can't. So then when they touch the top of my head, they said, oh, I see. It's
Yeah.
bone straight. It's not going to hold the braids. But the
Right.
sides and the back will hold it all day long. It's just the top. Every time somebody put up little micros in there, they still slide out. My hair is too bone straight.
Yeah.
I'm like, why my hair is like that? It's straight on the top and nappy on the side. Mom, Dad, what did y'all do?
Well, you got a combination of both of them.
I do. My mother had real curly, soft hair. I have very soft hair. But my side is the kind of like an afro. It can go as an afro, but my top won't.
Okay, ladies, we're gonna get off. No, we're not gonna get off yet. I still have some starred comments.
Oh, okay.
I know people probably think I didn't I skipped over their comments, but I was trying to save them. Oh, this is what you said before. When I'm riding, I still feel as if I'm driving because I'm constantly giving them instructions. I highlighted that because that's what I do too.
Oh, do you?
Me too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you just don't feel like people driving right. They don't be paying attention, or sometimes a car may be coming and they may make a mistake, but and really that's what I got up here to tell you about that. I prefer to be rolled around, and I prefer to be in the passenger seat, but I feel like I'm driving because when someone is driving me, I'm helping them drive. So I might as well just get on over there and drive myself, and that way I can trust myself, and I really feel more relaxed when I'm doing the driving. I'm just be lazy and I don't want to drive, but I feel more comfortable when I'm driving because I trust me.
So Janice says, Foxy, my mom is that way to the point strangers become family and my mom becomes their mom respectfully. She's about to be 84 in July.
Oh,
God bless her.
amen.
Yeah, me too. Janice, that's how my daughter, if you talk to my daughter and my son, they'll say, Mom, please stop adopting children. Please stop adopting people. You keep adopting. That's my daughter. That's my son. That's my daughter. That's my son. Can you please stop adopting people? We are your children.
So Abril says, yes, very important that we address one another as you should as kings and queens, as that's exactly who we are.
That part.
Abril also said, I started, this was funny.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to get to that comment.
Yeah. She said she started picking up her neighbor's poop that was left in her yard and started leaving it on their porch with a roll of bags. They finally got tired and stopped it. That is so disgusting. Yeah, very disgusting, very inconsiderate.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, that wasn't the comment I was talking about from Abril. She got another one coming up.
Oh, I missed another. I didn't start.
No. It's all down. It's at the bottom. You go just keep scrolling down. You'll see it.
No, these are starred comments.
Oh, those will start. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I missed that one. That's the chat was going so fast. I apologize, y'all.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
now
know how to
you
slow
have.
it down either. I have to.
Yeah, I'm
learn.
gonna figure it out. Real says, well, now you have to be aware of these self-driving cars. They'll run into you also, or stop right in the middle of an intersection for no reason. Thank God I haven't experienced that.
I saw that on TV though in California. A lot of those cars was doing that.
So Janice says, I'm guilty of it. I would ask God what was my purpose in this life when I had to deal with so much that, okay, that's the comment I started. So let me start over. I'm guilty of it. I would ask God what was my purpose in this life when I had to deal with so much death around me. But now I just say, I'll move when you move, Lord. Amen. So those are all the comments that I start. Let me see if I missed something else. If I can go back.
Oh, a brilliant. The blessing is having me laughing while y'all talking. I'm laughing at her comment. Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
She
yeah.
was saying
okay.
the point in which she went to get a pap smear.
That's the one I wanted
See,
Alice to highlight.
I missed it. Dang, I
It's
missed
down
it.
at the bottom. Keep
You
going
got it.
down.
You have it
It's
on the
oh, it's
screen. You have
okay.
it on the
Okay.
screen now.
Okay. I just pulled that up. She said, Shay, since I had a pap smear last week and I was devastated. Gotta gotta stay shaved up on this thing.
Oh, I commented and told her wait till they get bone straight.
And
And you
Janice
be
said
like, when did that happen?
she spit her water out.
Oh God. Y'all
Now
are
you know
hilarious.
it's bad when you wash up every day and then you all of a sudden say, when did that happen?
All right, Alice, you ready to wrap this up?
Yeah.
I think we ought to leave on that note. That is so
Oh my
funny.
goodness.
Y'all funny.
Wait a minute, I gotta be thrilled acting up. Let me see what she said, Miss Janice. Those chin hairs be having me staying waxed up on that chin and neck. I can't stand when I see women with full goatees out in public like it's okay. Goodness.
Exactly.
Abril, you go to the Abril, go to the corner. Just go straight to the corner. Put your nose in a circle. Do all of that.
Look, as they said, come to the front of the church. Let's talk.
Oh man. I appreciate y'all because I'm laughing because I deal with the same thing. Um a real
Yeah,
shade,
me
yes.
too.
That's why I started waxing and doing laser. I be super paranoid about them chin hairs. They be great.
And I wonder why women get these chin hairs. I don't understand that.
It's hormones. It's
Oh,
Hormones.
hormones.
it's our hormones? Okay, because I'm
Uh-huh.
like, Lord have mercy. What is really going on here? What is
Oh
really going
man.
on?
Yes. Man, I get one, I start plucking. Bing.
Yeah, I shave. For real.
I don't get enough, but I get a strand here and there, and I'm like, oh, just
Uh-huh.
one. I
I
don't get
shave
no
the
more.
strands.
But see, on
I
my
just
grandmother's side, a lot of the women there on that side, they get a lot of chin hair, but my grandmother never got it.
Well, y'all,
Their
y'all.
children got the chin hairs, but my
mhm.
grandmother never got it. She gets the one strand here and one strand there, and that's the same way I am. My mother was the same way. We just get that one strand.
I used to just get that one strand, but now I get multiple. Matter of fact, I just felt my chin. I need to check it now.
Say y'all, listen here. I got a neighbor across the street, right?
Oh Lord.
Ella say, "Oh Lord." And when I first moved over here, she was friendly or whatever because she said this used to be her auntie's house. And so she was coming over here telling me this and that about the house. And I was like, okay, girl, whatever. Not okay, right. And so she over here just talking, right? But she had a
Hmm.
whole full mustache. And so I could not concentrate on what she was saying because I'm looking at this mustache. And I'm trying to figure out y'all, if anybody know, y'all know me. Y'all know I say what I say. That's why I got this name. But I'm trying to figure out, which one was she? Because her voice is kind of heavy, but it's still light enough. So I'm looking for Adam apples. I'm,
I didn't ask you was there an Adam apple. Okay, go ahead.
I'm looking for Adam apples. I'm checking out everything, trying to figure out what was really going on. So I had to call my cousin because she said she went to school with my cousin. So I hurry up. I couldn't wait for her to leave so I could call my cousin. And I say, child, what am I dealing with? Who is this lady? Is this what is this that I'm dealing with? And she told me, she said, no, I think it's a family trait. She said all the women in their family is like that. They all have mustache. And I couldn't figure. And I'm like, well, why she just didn't go to the laser people or get a what you call them, a shaver, do something, get her a
Uh-huh.
razor or Gillette, call
But
somebody, shit.
but sometimes if you shave a lot,
Yeah.
um, it'll get thicker.
Oh, okay.
and you get more.
I don't care, honey.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if I'm gonna be looking like Cannon, and y'all know who Cannon, y'all all the old people know who Cannon is, because you remember
Right.
Cannon, the Cannon that was the Cannon that had the mustache.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was who had the
Uh,
mustache,
the one with
but
the bird.
yeah,
What was-
if I'm gonna be looking like that, I'm gonna go in there. I'm shaving every day, because I promise you, I'm not gonna walk around with no full mustache on my face like that. Even if you go get the wax, it's gonna come back thicker.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I just know that shaving can do it.
Yeah. Waxing do too.
Waxing
Okay.
too. Well, what about, can't you get it? And it's something else, laser or something. Listen, I would be researching every day until the day they put me in the dirt, just so I wouldn't have to look like that. Because I promise you, it was thick as a man's mustache, for real, for real.
I got a
And
cousin
Yeah,
like
I
that.
have seen women like that for real.
I got
yeah,
a cousin that's 55. She has she wear dreads and she keep her hair pinned up under her little whatever the headgear. And she came up to see me, and I hadn't seen her in a while. She walked in the door and I saw that mustache and beard. I said, "Oh my God, Tracy?"
Hmm.
She said, "Yeah, it's me." I was like, "Damn, I thought it was a dude." Okay.
yeah, because that's, I mean, you can't tell. I'm telling you, I could not tell, and y'all know I'm crazy, so I'm just sitting up there just looking, and all kind of thoughts was going through my mind. But after I called my cousin, I found out what was really going on, and I should and I asked God to forgive me, but I was still laughing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it was still
You
funny to me.
know.
There
Huh?
was.
Alice said we know.
And I know it was funny because, like I said, when I
Yeah.
saw my cousin, I hadn't seen her in a while. She walked in, but look, I got another cousin. Poor baby. She
She
worked
said she crying real tears.
She's from so she worked for social service, been working for social service for 20, almost 20 years. And I went to visit her. I hadn't seen her in a long time. So I found out where she lived, told her I was coming. She met me at the door and she smiled. And her teeth were so rotten and so chittered, like little chips. It's right off there. They were little chips, like little dagger, like a baby teeth, but just daggered. And I'm looking at her like, you work for social service, Department of Social Service, where I know you got good insurance, and you ain't gonna get your teeth fixed. I'm like, okay. And it was hard it was hard for me to talk to her without
Yeah.
looking at her mouth.
Without focusing on that. When people don't, when they ain't got the right equipment, it's hard to, for me, it's hard for me to concentrate or what have you. And I'm not saying that, I'm this beauty queen or nothing like that, but I do try to stay womanly looking. If I'm a woman, I try to look like a woman as much as possible. And
No,
so, and I don't want to talk about people, but I can't help it. If something funny to me, it's just funny to me. I'm just, I can't help it.
and
And I don't want to laugh at people and talk about people and stuff, but some things you just, it's out of, let me just put it like this. It's out of my hands and I can't help what is funny to me. And so, I feel sorry for her, and I'm the type of person, if you have a problem, I feel like you ought to try to find a solution. And that's who I am. If I have a problem or whatever, I try to research and I try to find an answer for that. And I don't care if I had to go to Paris to get that removed. And it
Not
cost
to
me a lot of
Paris.
yeah, honey, it cost me a
you
lot,
said
a lot of
Paris.
money. Child,
I know
listen
you can't
here.
go to Paris now with what we got in office now. You might not be able
Yeah.
to come back.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't go nowhere now, but I'm
Yeah,
just
they probably
saying.
want to let you in.
Yeah, yeah. I know you can't go nowhere, but I'm just saying I would just, I will just go to the end of the earth to try to find a solution. That's all I'm trying to say.
Uh-huh.
And so, I just feel like, somebody should be able to help that lady. I feel that way.
But some
She
of them
ain't,
feel like I'm fine. If you either take it or leave it. This is how I'm gonna roll. That's how my cousin said. I'm like, you don't pluck, you don't shave. She said, no, girl. Look, it is what it is. I'm like, okay.
Mm. Let me
And
read
she's
the rest of these
beautiful.
comments, y'all, and I gotta get out
yeah,
of
yeah,
here.
let me get down, Alice, because I'll be on
Yeah,
here talking all night, bringing up all kind of stuff. So, and
yeah.
thank you for allowing me to be on your panel. And
Me too.
Roxy, it
You're
was very
welcome.
nice talking to you and meeting you. And I did subscribe to your channel.
Oh,
And
thank you
so,
so much. I did to yours too.
I appreciate that. And everybody in the chat, thank you for your comments, and I'm gonna drop down and I'm gonna go back to the chat, Alice. And you have a great
All
evening.
righty. Thank you.
And me also, I'm gonna drop down and go back to the chat too. Love you.
Okay. All right. Love you too. Okay. So let me read these comments and then we're going to get out of here, y'all. So Real says back again, took care of kiddos. What did I miss? Chin hairs and all sorts of what now? Yeah, that's life. Look like I'll be at the corner of Brill with my cone hat, just waving my fan. Y'all are hilarious. You know this is where we share. um who that said a Brill, be careful with the chin laser. Did that years ago. It makes the flesh weak and lose elasticity. Real old, plucking those Brillo cords under the chin. Yeah, a lot of women have that, more common than you think. Obviously, I'm learning. A real know who that. Oh my OMG, you just started. You just started lasting because that was started to irritate my skin. I guess back to waxing I go. I got upset when my chin hair was gray, white hair. I'm over it now. My chin wants to join the party. My mom doesn't have this issue. Why me? Wow. I said what I said. I am crying, real tears. There be so many transgender transformation. I do not understand that. How can you not be trans gay and just be marching around with a full nappy? Real, get to the corner. Real said, I know some of y'all chin hairs be tougher than ours, thick and stubborn, but it's okay. LOL, all a part of life. Yep, that's life. And Abril says, full blown beard. What in the world? I be trying my hardest not to stare. Like you said, I said what I said, especially when you're already unsure about the person's identity and don't let a pronoun be used. Yeah, if you're not sure, don't say anything. Thank y'all for making me laugh again. I want to thank everybody that came to the live. Somebody said, "Hey, Blue." I didn't see Blue in the chat, but Blue, if you were here, thank you for coming. I know she's taking a break. Janice said she was feeling down today, but you all have made me smile and I feel awake. I'm glad about that, Janice. And I know I've said it before. I'll wait to say it again. So I want to thank Abril, my moderator, Miss Buckeye, Janice, Who Dat, Shay, another moderator. I said what I said, another moderator. Jackson Tabasco, Foxy Roxy, Larry, SBK, Real Eyes and Ends, new moderator. Our first male moderator. Marjan Vaughn, another moderator. Shanice, another moderator. And yes, I can relate because Shanice is my daughter. She is my YouTube daughter. But we talk as well. Sharon Reed, thanks for coming. And I'm to Spencer's name, y'all. Spencer, I am so glad that I was able to see you in my chat today. And I'm so glad that you decided to come today because it was just yesterday that I realized what was going on, and we had been dealing with for over a year. So thank you. I appreciate you. I love you so much. Senna, thank you, another moderator. Jamila, thank you. You know I love you. Hassan, thanks for coming. Diane Black, thanks for coming. Els Endeavors, thanks for coming. And El Sid, thank you all for joining the chat, for coming to this live and being a part. I hope that something was said that blessed you today and that you were able to laugh as well. No, you didn't go too far. I said what I said. You didn't go too far. I would have muted you if you were going too far. But anyway, thanks again, everybody, for coming. And I look forward to seeing you all on Monday at 5 p.m. I'm not sure what we'll be talking about yet, but I'm sure God will give me something interesting. And thanks for the compliments. Hush, Denise. You need to go to the corner with a brill for real. Foxy said, I'll be on here with you on Monday. All righty. Thank you. So I'm going to play this music. Wait a minute. Abril, before I play the music, what did Abril say? This Janice, you made me smile here today too. Definitely needed you today and well, sis. I said what I said, Miss Alice, who that? Miss Janice, Millie, Shay, Foxy, Jackson, Real Oz, SBK. See you all next time. Thanks, April. You know I love and appreciate you. You all have a beautiful evening and blessed night. Thanks again for everyone who came in before I play the music. You know what I always end the live with? You guys know that God loves you even more than I do, and I really do love you all. Thanks again for showing up and for participating in the chat. I will see you all again on Monday. This live will end in about 2 minutes.